Listeners, good morning, Trinidad and Tobago. All of the issues, when I was driving here, I was early and I pulled aside to listen.
I want to deal with that quickly. Everybody in Trinidad has taken this thing. I heard the clip for a second today. And I don't think anywhere in the clip the opposition leader talk about cookies. The opposition leader said, you have your Oreo. It could have been that she meant cookies, because if it was a Calypsonian, they would not have complained. At the end, it is what they call the double entendre. It's a part of our psyche, it's a part of our methodology.
But if he could groom pasture, tell you move your rum drinking self from in front of my face. If he could tell you bark at my dog, I go ignore she cat. He's put all of this into the public space. The PNM is disingenuous and deceitful as usual. The Calcutta ship, the recalcitrant minority that started with Eric Williams, who referred to the East Indian community as a recalcitrant minority. Jones P. Madeira, as Guardian editor, referred to the East Indian victory at the polls for the first time under Basdio Pandey as chutney rising. The PNM supporters are disingenuous at best, but they're being beaten into a frenzy because Keith Rowley has nothing to offer them but to say he is the blackest man in the kingdom. And even though he says that, his personal advisory cabal don't have one other black man or woman. His cabinet is the whitest cabinet we have had since the Queen. Keith Rowley is a double-tongued, deceitful liar and has reduced the PNM right now into a gang, beating them into a furor, getting them hyped up on race.
But if you remember the comments of Obama in the speech, he even said similar things that is happening in the Americas today. And he said, when you get to the point where you want to obstruct the freedom of the press, when you start to threaten people and tell them if you don't go to work, we go fire you. When these people are feeling, a sense of despair, we don't know whether they're doing the right thing.
We are at a crossroads right now. No. Right now, our democracy is at risk. Right now. If this PNM government were to secure their hold on power, Trinidad has a democracy over. The PNM is not a democratic institution. The PNM itself has and practices no democracy. And they want to foist that on Trinidad and Tobago. They want to consign the masses into labor and consumer while they up on top dictate the pace. That has been the case and the modus operandi of each and every PNM leader from Eric Williams come forward. And all of them walk around with this delusion that they are the father of the nation. That somehow their hold on the public funds and their ability to dispense. I remember telling Conrad Enel in Sean Hadi gym one morning, what a load of crap you are speaking. Conrad Enel was the Minister of Finance then. And he said, but I give the people free bus pass and I give them free boat ride. I said, come out your pocket. You give them. It's yours. This is public funds. And the PNM continues. And to be honest, the UNC has learned that bad behavior. Kamla Persad didn't have to go down into that drain to call him an Oreo. The whole of Trinidad knows that. But the UNC not trending on social media and traditional media is dying. Traditional media is copying and pasting tonight at 7 what social media did today. They will get a couple stories that hold for them. Gary Griffith and the rescue Natalie Polony. Hold that for traditional media. Get them that at 7. Right? But other than that, anything that happened in the country before the police or the ambulance arrive is filmed and it's on Facebook.
Well, I went to look at the water course that they put in the new pipes by NP. And I put up on my Facebook page. I went and took some pictures. Imagine you have a Soul Select contractor. You went and you disturbed the roadway, you stopped the traffic. Okay, it wasn't that impeding. People still maneuvered and there was no real long waiting lines or anything like that. So they handled it right. They put in these new water extraction systems under the road because the others were filled. I don't know what they took out because I didn't see it. They took all the rubble from there and they carried it by Maritime Plaza, and they have a piece of land right on the left hand side there on the way over the overpass that they've dumped everything there and flattened it off close to the river. And when I went, I took some pictures. Imagine a piece of the same material. They left it in the hole, blocking one of the new waterways.
But exactly.
They left all the dirt.
They don't need success, you know.
They left all the dirt
but
in the drain.
But they don't
haven't
need,
even cleared
Robert,
the
but
dirt
they,
to allow the water course
but they
to
need,
run.
but they needed to fail. They needed to fail, like they failed Petrotrin, like they failed Caroni. They needed to fail. Trinidadians have been fed a constant diet of bullshit for about 56 years. SM Jalil and Nestle alone buy more sugar than Caroni was ever able to produce. Just those two companies. Just those two companies. Trinidad and Tobago has suffered at the hands of greedy men and women who saw Caroni Limited. Caroni Limited had more land than they have acreage in Tobago. Where's that land now? Where's the Caroni rum stocks? Where are all those things? I shared 2 pictures sent to me last night from inside Petrotrin. There are dozens of 40-foot containers laid out, hidden in the bush, behind the unfinished $300 million building that you see from the highway. And one of them is open, and you're seeing that they are sealed barrels wrapped with cellophane. And we don't know what that is. Now, it takes, if you have an operating business, I don't know where that catalyst material coming from. 4 to 6 weeks to ship. Truck, ship, truck, get to Petrotrin. If the decision to shut Petrotrin down happened in less than 6 weeks, Trinidad has to call for an investigation. If that is real catalyst, that was the normal operating material for the site, for the company, that means 6 weeks ago the business was not running as normal. And somebody come along and say, shut it down. And that's VAPS. That's what Rowley used to call politics on the hoof. Vicky politics. If it is not, the fact that it is hidden in the bush, it is not in stores.
Yeah, I hear you.
It is not where you would normally put the catalyst material. It's on my Facebook. It gone viral. And everybody is watching it. And all I am asking for is an investigation into what exactly is going on.
I just don't know who the containers came from.
We can get all the information. The containers are there. You're seeing the numbers. You can follow the shipping ID.
That's what we need to do.
But I asked.
Know what came.
Listen. Now the Commissioner of Police said that's not his responsibility. So whose is it?
Petrotrin's board.
Petrotrin's board? The police itself?
No, Petrotrin's board. That's whose responsibility it is,
but,
because that is their custodial, as the Prime Minister has said.
But if you want to report Petrotrin board, who do you report them to?
Well, who you report it to? I report to the Prime Minister. In the system of Trinidad and Tobago, Corporation Sole, i.e., whether it's the Minister of Finance or the PM.
So you see, you're hearing what you're saying. We're admitting that the system is not self-regulated.
And that is what Barack Obama was saying also.
Our system here in Trinidad and Tobago is not self.
It's not a situation of Trinidad and Tobago only, Philip. It's a worldwide problem. It comes back to making sure that you have a say, making sure that the people who are there are not in any way threatened.
No, I understand what you say, but this
democracy is alive. You know, democracy is about having the ability to open your mouth.
Absolutely. And at the end of the day,
democracy,
what he said
is also about people going to take action. I mean, stand up for your rights.
Robert, the same Eric Williams that gave us the watchwords discipline, tolerance, and production. What did we get in exchange? Look at our public service.
But this was well-intentioned.
I agree. But if it was well-intentioned and you had control of the public sector and the treasury for 30 years, admit.
But the people of the country did not make sure that they enforced what was supposedly their rights.
And you're correct. Because everybody trying to hold their corner. Most people, you see this for yourself. When we buff people for not standing up, in truth and in fact, they want to stand up, you know. It's fair. People are afraid of losing whatever little advantage they already have.
I want to agree with you, but when we come back, people will continue this discussion along this line. But the reality is, where does it start? Because, you know, we see where it could end. We are seeing the end of the tunnel already, yeah? But we also have to tell ourselves, like everybody, there is some hopes inside of there. And the hope is dependent on you as a citizen standing up for what is right.
With back-to-school specials at Value Optical. Get the coolest eyewear with the very best in lens technology. Discounts up to 50% for your entire crew. Bring your friends and family to enjoy light, intelligent lenses. Visit us in store for details. Terms and conditions apply. Kick off the new term with back-to-school specials from Value Optical. Caring for your eyes.
Save a Buck is new and happening. Located at the Eastern Main Road in Mount Hope, we open from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Mondays to Saturdays and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Sundays and public holidays. We specialize in all your foreign brands of easy-to-prepare frozen meals and your top local supermarket products. Come grow with us at Save a Buck, Eastern Main Road, Mount Hope, where the customer is everything.
Looking for some tasty soup today? Well, the place you need to be is the Bossa Soup. If it's not the Boss, it's not the best. The Bossa Soup is open every Monday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and on Sundays from 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. Any day of the week you feel the urge to eat a soup, come to any one of our outlets and pick up your favorite soup. Locations in Port of Spain, number 48 Trackreach Road, in Diego Martin, at West Beach, in Arima, corner of Prince Street and El Carmen Street, in Sandy Grande, 2A Road Junction, Shagwanas, opposite Medford Gas Station, and Point Lisa's inside Atlantic Mall. Locations nationwide, so there's no reason why you can't have your bowl of soup whenever you like. The only place where you get a bowl of soup every day. The Bossa Soup. If it's not the boss, it's not the best. For more information, call 389-4455.
From July 24th to August 12th, emancipate yourself from high prices at Bossa the Food King with a $10 madness sale on so many items like Act 2 popcorn, 3 packs for $10, Blue Water's 1 liter cran apple, lime or grape 2 bottles for $10, Budget Buster all-purpose cleaner 900 ml $10, Cafe Brazil coffee 50 grams $10, carrots 2 packs for $10, Comfort Classic or Aloe Vera 1 liter $10, Futa Max 500 ml 4 for $10, Caribbean Flavors Morby 750 ml $10, Grace Tuna 2 tins for $10, iCool Juice 500 ml 3 bottles for $10. That's just a few of the unbelievable price specials at Bossa the Food King, all locations. Bossa the Food King, Princestown, Point Fortin, Rio Claro, New Grand and Mayaro. Bossa the Food King, Trinidad's most affordable supermarket, treating and caring for you like family.
The Hitman Howie G is getting ready to celebrate his 33rd DJ anniversary. I am old school. Saturday, 3rd November, Center of Excellence. I am old school. You don't want to miss this one. Keep it locked.
We are back 24 minutes before 12 o'clock. That time check into the kind courtesy of Party Foods. And remember, Party Foods, you got some specials. 5 Dasani waters, 355 ml for $100. 2 Bulgaria fries for only $20, and you get free 12 pack of Chiffies corn curls when you spend $300 and more at Party Foods. 3 3-pack silk bath soups for only $25. 3 fruits of 1 liter for $25, and 3 big roost breastbone for $20 and 3 big roost thighs for $25. And if you're one of those people that love Ensure, 6 Ensure for $72. Go on down to Hearty Foods, located in Arima, just up from the dial. Parking, no problem. Wi-Fi, free, and you definitely won't get it. To you B-Mobile customers outside there, or those of you who are looking for something from B-Mobile, keep an eye on your loved ones even if you're not with them. At the click of a button, Medi Alert from B-Mobile provides real-time alerts in the event your loved ones has a medical emergency. For only $120 per month, you can have one less worry knowing your loved one is monitored 24/7. Thanks to Medi Alert from B-Mobile. Terms and conditions do apply. Life is on with Be over. And don't forget the TT movement, people. Check out the website, check out the webpage, check out the Facebook. Me Too movement, that's the Facebook. And those of you who have had the experience or have suffered or had some sort of difficulty, just hashtag Me Too TT. And that is all you're going to do for us to know that you're one of those people who have had some problem similar to what is happening, like the Ministry of Sports, and to some extent like what we haven't got any answers for Angostura. More people are gone. Do we know the reason? Do we have a solution? And are you doing something to resolve it? Yeah, Philip, be back on the talk.
Before you left, you said, and Barack Obama said the same thing, that hope is the answer. You and I do this every day. And we do this on a Thursday because we believe, despite all evidence to the contrary, that there is a chance at fixing Trinidad and Tobago. That if the people did in fact take their responsibility to their democracy seriously and stood up where they need to stand up in all instances of abuse and injustice, and to vote effectively when time comes to vote, and not waste your vote voting for foolishness like racist voting and cultic voting. We believe, you and I believe, others like us believe, the Progressive Empowerment Party believes. We meet every Saturday at noon, and it's open to the public, and it's built on that idea, what you just said. You have to have hope. If we don't, we capitulate to destruction. Right now, I just got a message that Airport Authority of Trinidad and Tobago EPA union members have been served suspension notices. I don't know what that means. But I also don't know, in this current construct of Trinidad and Tobago, who I send that to. This morning I was able to share with Trinidad and Tobago Internal Affairs in New York City arrested and charged 9 or 10 senior police officers in New York City for being involved in a drug and prostitution ring. And the assistant commissioner said, every time that you think that you are going to get away with misbehavior in public office, choose another city. We do not tolerate that in New York City.
That's the same stand I'm calling on Gary Griffith, because when he first got appointed, I sent him, my first WhatsApp to him was, if you do not, in the first, I think I said 30 days, take a positive action against all those people who are on suspension, then we're going to be wasting time. You have to definitely do a cleanup. You have to take a course of action that is going to send a message home. And I was disappointed tonight when he came on television together with the two sidekicks.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum, we want to call them. I call them Stuarty and Faris.
No, but why were they there?
Camera.
No, but forget that. They are erasing the separation of powers that separates the Commissioner of Police and the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, and Gary Griffith needs to be aware of that.
Yeah, he has to take cognizance of that.
Faris Al-Rawi and Stuart Young stunting for the camera have no business in a prosecution, and the members of the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service and the Director of Public Prosecutions have to tell Gary that. Yeah. Because you could damage the case.
Yeah.
Right there.
I hear you. But the reality is that, you know, when I looked at the whole situation, I mean, we have to get realistic. If as the commissioner, he is serious, he needs to definitely send a message home. And I was saying I was disappointed on the night, because he knew very well that they had held a police officer.
They held 4 so far.
No, but I'm saying
on that night they had held 2.
When he was addressing the media,
yes,
when he was talking about the extraction, which he put a lot of emphasis on,
clinical extraction.
He was clinical and not advocating responsibility. I am disappointed that on that night he did not say, we have apprehended two.
But in his defense,
and they are members of the police service.
But in his defense, I want to say that information came out, and he knows that it would have come out. But we have come a long way in a very short space of time from the Stephen Williams era, where guns and drugs are found, but nobody. Police stumble into abandoned buildings and find abandoned drugs all the time. But this is a country where $500,000 worth of cocaine just wash up on the beach in Cedros. This is not a narco state in joke. If every
normal citizen finds it and carries it, and I am saying to myself, did that normal citizen know what the life-threatening circumstances are?
Did that normal citizen keep some other packages for himself?
It's very possible. I get 10 and I give you 1.
My question is, how much of a narco state are we for cocaine to be washing up on the shore?
I really don't know, Philip, but
I worry, Robert, I worry for Gary Griffith, and I'll tell you why. Gary Griffith is in a difficult position. I know the man well.
Gary not in no difficult.
He is in a difficult position.
You saying that?
Robert, I know the man well.
Yeah, that's why you saying that.
Robert,
I don't have nothing to do with it.
This is a country where they kill a prosecutor.
Hey, at the end of the day, this is not Mexico yet. It's not Mexico yet.
This is not Mexico yet.
I'm at Whitey.
Where are the pieces on the board that should be standing up today? Where's the case for Selwyn Richardson? What is going on? How are we to believe what really transpired with this woman from Extra Foods? What are we to believe? What are we to believe? All of these high-profile matters.
See, you taking the approach of going back in this retarded kind of way, and I am saying, I don't want to leave those things unanswered, but I want to see a course of action that gives me the confidence that the person who is now in charge is a no BS guy.
You are absolutely correct, but I'm saying to you, Trinidad and Tobago,
if he had taken the action and say, listen, we apprehend there are 2 policemen and we're not going down.
Trinidad and Tobago, the night Trinidad and Tobago learned that Natalie Polony was found, we did not breathe in before we said, good, what about the rest? And I applaud Trinidad and Tobago for that. It is unfair that all of that fall on Gary Griffith, but Gary have to understand, he applied for the job. It comes with the job. You've applied for the job of Commissioner of Police, and you've inherited that's now your responsibility. Like I tell Rowley all the time, you have 100 days to bitch and moan when you become Prime Minister. After that, the buck stops with you.
Yeah,
whatever. Stop looking to the past. You.
But you see, remember your words, you know.
But Robert,
you just say one was looking in the past just now, and I tell you, I'm not interested.
Not at all. On this side of the table, we have a responsibility. He is apportioning blame. I am saying to you, at that level, fix it. My job is to ask questions. His job is to fix it.
And I agree with that.
Exchange positions. I have no problem with that. I will take up the battle in the morning. When I tell you, I worry for Gary Griffith. Robert, this is a country that has shipped and found billions of dollars of cocaine. And that is what we found. We don't know what there.
And we don't know where it came from.
But we don't know what passing. Well, we don't know if we find 10%.
Fortunately for us, a guy named Randolph Burrows, they had done 3 stories on him over 3 weekends, pointing out his sort of, what should I call it, heir to whatever happened, alright? And you know they were fingers pointing at him also, as being culpable.
But as he, yeah.
The reality though is that I am still saying to Gary Griffith today, the country, based on the first poll that was done on you, have significant confidence in your capacity to do the job. That's a big plus for you. Don't screw it up by taking an approach as a politician. Because you see Gary Griffith next job that he's looking for is Prime Minister Trinidad and Tobago, not 3 by him. He take up that work because he wants to put himself to be the next Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, you know. Don't fool yourself, you know. This has nothing to do with nothing else, you know. If I could fix the biggest problem in this country for you all, that's crime. What will they think if I become the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago? You don't think I'll be able to fix the country? Watch yourself, you know. Them fellas don't make moves just like that. And remember, he has a wife alongside and they already...
But at the end of the day,
this is the same lady that complained about his past issues in his personal life.
But at the end of the day, and I want to say this to you, all of that is...
Pick up for him as usual.
Not
pick up
at
for him
all.
somebody.
Not about... It's not about
but
that.
It
is facing reality. Robert, I worry for you.
What you worry for me for?
Because the day they rob you on the corner here, that could have been anything else.
At the end of the day,
it could have been anything else. And Robert, there are people in this country that do not want you or me or people like us waking the public up. You have to agree with that.
At the end of the day, I agree with you, but they
And when I tell you, you're about
they're in the minority.
how much does a bullet weigh?
It weighs less than me.
Correct. When you say they're in the
But let me tell you
minority,
something. I have a functional capability that they have to have a radar system set up in the bullet.
you know what? I don't want to go down that road too far. When I say I worry for Gary Griffin, because Robert, this is a broken society. Look, I never get tired of saying the member of the Drug Enforcement Agency that spent that night on that platform out at sea and wrote in the New York Times, was it the New York Times or the Wall Street Journal? I can't remember. It was one of those two well-known papers. And in his article about drug trafficking in the Caribbean, he said facetiously to make he made an exaggeration to make the point. He said more watercraft passed between the South American mainland and Trinidad and Tobago than were involved in the Normandy invasion. And 1,000 ships were involved in the Normandy invasion. He is trying to say that on the south border of Trinidad and Tobago is the Wild Wild West. Is the Wild Wild West. And I worry for Gary Griffith because he is one man. And the government in power and the party that's sitting on the other side of the political aisle, neither of them have a good track record in dealing with the issues of prosecuting the drug trade in Trinidad and Tobago or securing this nation's borders. Still today, Edmund Dillon said 2 years ago, Farris said Edmund no. Farris as Attorney General said Edmund Dillon no. Edmund Dillon said the Prime Minister agrees. Securing the nation's borders is the most important thing that we could do to fight crime. Not a stick, not a stone. We live in a world where you could ring Trinidad with sonar boys connected to a radar that dispatching unmanned drones to deal with it out at sea.
Yeah, with the kind of money we have in this country.
We could stop anything.
You see, let me just make it simpler for you. About 5 months or 4 months ago, the Ministry of Works put out a tender for a consultant for the purpose of doing the renovation or the renumerating of the number plate. 20 years, 25 years ago, the same government in power today, and even when the UNC was in power, when Carlos John was the minister, they were talking about changing the number plate to the new technology of RFID. If the damn number plate on Colin vehicle was RFID, we'd have find it in 5 minutes. We'd have find it. But these damn stupid, compounded idiots, foolish, dotish politicians we have continue to spend the money to build a highway instead of changing the damn number plates on the car.
Ask yourself why.
Because they don't care.
That's not it.
That is it.
That is not it, and you cannot put that.
Tell me they want they shouldn't sell because they know the bad boys.
You are not dealing with
the food. Who gets to eat a food next? And
Kevin, these political parties do not want a Trinidad and Tobago where law enforcement is functional. Because if law enforcement was functional in Trinidad and Tobago, if the courts was functional in Trinidad and Tobago, members of parliament and ministers would get arrested.
I don't dispute that.
They do not want that. There are companies in the chambers. There are companies in the Chamber of Commerce. Kiss Baking Company is now trying to do an end run around the issue that we raised in the public space about them illegally vending. Now they're going to the different regional corporations because we're getting that information, trying to do all kind of skimmy-dimmy to get permission to illegally vend. And if that happens for Kiss Baking Company, what are we saying about every other person trying to make a two-tiered system?
Well, we'll be back after this set of commercials, people. Here is where we are going to wind up our bills for the day, and we'll be back to close the show. Stay tuned.
Brings Manhattan to Port Spain. With its gleaming rows of pedicure stations, it's an oasis located at the corner of Frederick Street and Duke Street. So come in and relax while enjoying spa pedicures, manicures, nail extensions, waxes, facials, and hair services. Feel beautiful inside and out. Call us today and book your appointment at 220-1713 or 623-1144. Open Monday to Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Walk-ins are always
Spain.
Trinity Lighting Etc. Limited, the only place for light bulbs, parts and accessories. Located 123 Western Main Road, St. James. Trinity has the widest range of light bulbs, replacement parts for chandeliers, ceiling fans and other light fixtures. We do special orders for hard-to-find light bulbs and have month-end specials. So don't go looking around, call now! 628-8373. Fax 622-6935. Email trinityetc@yahoo.com. Website is www.trinityetc.com. Like us on Facebook, Trinity Lighting ETC Limited, and ease your stress away. Trinity, your one-stop shop. Our new Miami address, Metro Shopping Center, 2033 Northeast 163th Street, North Miami Beach, Florida 33162.
That sounds like para. That is para. You rich?
September 2018. The exclusive and gorgeous air-conditioned Royal Auditorium, featuring the best in the apparel business.
Serious, that's still good.
Music by Kabuki.
It's 2 years already.
It's
2 years already.
Get your early bird tickets for only $100. Tickets available at Mounts and Benedict Credit Union.
I do have some fear because I don't want to pay no price and they might decide they want to spite me.
Unupia Drugstore, Chinchin Road, Unupia.
I don't know what to
And
say.
Diamonds by Sarah on High Street in San Fernando. For more information, call 298-5182 or 643-5702. There's going to be a well-stocked bar as well as food.
File them, not file them, but
Support
you
the
don't
27th of September. Come on home. We eating red pork and plenty para.
TNZ, it's a celebration of Curtis 96 degrees. Moonlighted Pub, Tampuna.
This hour gets a lot of
Saturday, September 22nd. We celebrate your music of the
everybody when they add in this hour. Everybody when they add in this hour.
only $60. Free shots on entry for the lady. Get your tickets now at Police Bar Crab, Luna Bar, Aruca, Moonlighting Bar.
29th. Advertising.
Call 319-5534. Come dance, dance, dance. Saturday, September 22nd. Moonlighting Bar.
It's the final exciting and prestigious event for 2018. Kabuki's Wine. November 17th. Get ready for a night in one.
Six two eight 9595 628-3131. The first caller to call immediately after this is going to win $45, a gift voucher for Fat Duck Smokehouse and Restaurant. Excellent idea to lovely meal. Let's see who this is. Hi, good morning. Good morning. Right. You're enjoying it. What? Right, so hear me. What name to put on the ticket because you are the winner? No, you can't get it. Forget that.
I objection. I have objection. I have objection to this. I have objection.
All right, good morning.
Hey, pull my mic. Pull my mic.
Yes.
I will not be silenced.
Okay, you want to. Wait, I didn't even recognize that. I appreciate the information. World Democracy Day is Saturday.
Wow. Thanks for that.
All right. problem. I'll check it. And I appreciate the information. No, that is the key. That is the key to a good society.
Indeed.
All right, my friend. Thank you very much. All right. Would you like to win this ticket? Right. So give me the name.
So the other callers don't want the ticket? They just want to talk.
H-A-S-L-E-Y Alexis. Right, but that's the only thing I can tell you today. You are the winner, so come and collect the ticket from our office here, right? Okay, then, thank you. Right. Have no fear. When we start doing more things like this will happen. Thanks a lot. Right. Well, Kevin, well, you could object as much as you want. The rules and regulations is that
Now I had to be hungry.
No,
I
the rules
ain't
and
getting no Oreo
regulations
cookies from this one. I ain't getting no.
And the staff of the organization is not permitted to win anything on the organization.
Transparency, accountability.
Yes.
You need to understand you're working in that kind of organization. Robert, as we're running out of time, I will bring Oreos for you next time. Robert, thanks a lot for having me. Thanks to your loyal listeners. When I come to this radio station at 11 o'clock on a Thursday, it's as a member of the Progressive Empowerment Party.
You'll tell him.
No, go quick.
But don't forget the barbecue of the PAP is coming up on the 22nd at the Stanmore.
Actually, 29th? The 29th? I think it's
the 29th. It's 29th now?
Yeah, it's 29th.
The 29th, alright. It's only 29th.
Get your tickets this Saturday at noon.
Just get your tickets.
They could come this Saturday at noon because that's what I was going to say. If we're celebrating World Democracy Day, we'll be celebrating it. This Saturday is a public meeting at the Progressive Empowerment Party's headquarters, 19 Stanmore Avenue. Bring your friends and your family. All are invited. Thanks a lot, Robert. Thanks a lot, 104.7.
No problem.
Stay safe, Trinidad and Tobago.
That's it.